to flee. Hopefully he'll just coil up for me and stay still. There we go. He is just beautiful. Get back.
My name is Dan Voinis. I'm a filmmaker, naturalist, and adventurer, and I've spent my whole life studying and working with wildlife, particularly reptiles. My mission: to explore exciting places, find fascinating creatures, and get them in front of the camera, so that I can share the animals I love with the rest of the world. These are my adventures.
Welcome to Voinis Ventures. I'm your host, Dan Voinis. On this episode, we are delving headfirst into the forests of East Texas. This place is home to thousands and thousands of incredible species, but specifically, we're looking for their wide and diverse array of snakes. Now, there are almost countless species of snakes, including several highly venomous snakes. Now, I've been noticing that it's been a while on my channel since I've had a real venomous snake in front of the camera, so I'm kind of here to scratch that itch a little bit and see just what kind of incredible serpents I can find here. Now, what's a trip without some kind of catch or hitch? Instead of going to a state park with nice paved trails and parking lots and nice little neat campsites, we are carrying everything we need on our backs and living right off the trail. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified, and leave a comment. Get viewer engagement going. Help me grow this channel so I can continue to go on incredible adventures like this.
It's not long into my hike before I find a group of tiny but awesome creatures. They're not snakes, but something just as incredible.
So if you look here, we've got a trail of ants kind of going up the side of the trail. Now, these aren't just any ants. If you'll notice, they're carrying small clippings of leaves. So of course, these are none other than leafcutter ants. Now, leafcutter ants are vegetarian, but they don't eat the leaves. What they do is they take the leaves back to their nest and use them for agriculture. Now let's see if we can find where their nest is. If you'll see, all the ants that are carrying leaves are headed this way. No ant that has a leaf in it is heading this way, so that means that they're taking the leaves to the nest somewhere this way. So if we follow the trail, we should head right to it. It is absolutely incredible just how far these little ants will go to get their food. Got it. So here we go. These guys don't build mounds. What they do is they dig a hole and they create tunnels all snaking around the underground area. Now, what they do with the leaves is they chew them up and then sort of make a bit of a leaf paste on it. And from there, they grow a very specific kind of fungus. This fungus is only found in the nests of leafcutter ants. And what they do is they eat that fungus. So these are actually an insect, an invertebrate that has mastered agriculture. It ain't much, but it's honest work.
Heading deeper into the forest, I find a small creek. There, hidden amongst the branches and roots, I see the head of an incredible animal, our very first snake.
All right, right there, we've got a plain belly water snake, Nerodia erythrogaster. Now, the way he's in deep water right now with a lot of branches covering him, it's impossible for me to get him. These guys are just wicked fast in the water. They are very adept swimmers. And if I try and go in, even with my bare hands, you know, he'll duck back in the water in some way as soon as I come up on him. So Another snake means this place is pretty hot, but we'll have to keep moving.
I love water snakes. I've tangled with them before on this show, and they're always a joy to encounter. But I want to find some more snakes. Something I can get my hands on and get up close in front of the camera.
You know, I love the outdoors. I love the adventure and the thrill. But nothing gets my blood pumping. Like right here. Not the ideal spot because it is right on the edge of a huge mud puddle. But this right here is the venomous Copperhead. A Gistrodon contortrix, specifically the southern Copperhead, which you find throughout the deep south and here in East Texas. Now, I was able to spot this guy because right now he's sitting on just dark mud. But with that pattern, if he was out in the leaf litter with like dry, dead leaves, he'd be invisible. Now, I'm not gonna try and freehand this guy because he is very venomous. He is a pit viper, just like the cottonmouth, just like the rattlesnake, and he has two long, hinging, hollow fangs that he can sink into skin and deliver a powerful hemotoxic venom. Hemotoxic destroys blood cells and causes a nasty, nasty, ugly bite. Now, notice, so I am, about 3 feet away from him. He has not moved. He's not even putting on a defensive display. He's just sitting there. He does not want to bite me. He does not want to be messed with by me. Now, I'm going to ignore that because I want to show this guy to you. But if you see a snake like this, just give it its space and keep moving. He just wants to be left alone. They don't chase you. They don't try and attack you just for the thrill of it. They have no reason to want to attack people. They just want to be left alone. They only bite a human out of defense. If they're stepped on, if they're cornered, if they're grabbed, or otherwise disturbed. So what I'm going to try and do is just pick him up. He hasn't even flinched. He's not even... See, he's probably confused because he knows that this is not a living animal. They have 2 heat-sensitive pits on the front of their mouth. That's why they're called pit vipers. So they can tell when something is a warm-blooded animal and when something's an inanimate object. But this inanimate object right now is trying to grab him. You use a very, very light touch with him. Yeah. There he is. There's a beautiful snake. Okay. Now here, I'm going to kind of move up on the trail a little bit and get him to where you can...
Before I can gain control of the snake and keep it on the trail, it immediately darts into the brush. I scramble and try and catch it, but before I know it, it's gone. Disheartened by this, I decide to keep pressing on, hoping that the next snake we find will give me some redemption. I don't have to wait very long.
This is a very feisty... He's really, really biting, so I'm trying not to get tagged by him. He's not venomous. He's just... Ooh, that's what he's doing. He's musking. Basically smearing himself in really stinky, stinky excrement to make him less appealing as a meal for me. Of course, if he didn't want to be eaten, he shouldn't have been named the Buttermilk Racer. Let's see if I can loop him through my hook. Racers can be notorious in how jumpy they are. They're very fast, quick snakes. There we go. Which of course is how they get their name, racers. Oh ho ho ho! That little S display he's going, it's not as refined as a rattlesnake's, but that is sort of cocked and ready to fire. There we go, look at him. Now these guys are non-venomous, completely harmless. They put on a very, very dramatic threat display. See, he's coming down. He's realizing that maybe I'm not going to hurt him. Of course, I don't want to hurt him. I am a friend of the snake. And hopefully he can calm down enough for me to freehand him. He is beautiful. You can tell buttermilk racers versus other species of racer, like a yellow belly racer, because of this beautiful tan speckling throughout their body. And of course, there he goes. Of course, no two snakes' patterns are the same. See, these guys are very quick on the ground, but they're also very adept at climbing trees. So you see the way he's wrapping his his body around my arm, the same way he would a tree. Now it's important, I want him to feel like he's in control. So I don't grip him or grab him too hard. I want him to feel as if I am but a tree, and he's just gently resting on me. Look at that beautiful undulation he does. His tongue is just going crazy. He's really confused at what's going on, probably because I got some real strong mosquito spray on. He's really curious as to what that foul stench is. This is actually the first buttermilk racer I've ever encountered. I've seen other racers, but not one of these guys. Of course, these, even before I've ever found one, are my favorite because I just love their pattern. Okay, look, you can see, I don't know if you can see, the way his tail's shaking. That is a defensive technique. What he does is he was doing it a little earlier. When he's in the grass or leaf litter, that vibrating tail rattles against the leaves and against the grasses, and it sounds vaguely similar to a rattlesnake. Now, it's unclear if the tail shaking evolved to mimic rattlesnakes or if rattlesnakes evolved from the tail shaking. Of course, that happened maybe 1 million or 2 years ago. There was no herpetologists around to write that down. All racers are very fast-moving daytime hunters. What they do is they track down small animals. These guys are really generalists. They will eat birds, small mammals, amphibians. They love amphibians. And they'll chase them down, bite, constrict. You can tell they're daytime hunters because of those huge eyes with those round pupils. They're sight predators. They've got a decent sense of smell, but they hunt based on sight. His tongue is just going 50 to the dozen trying to figure out what's going on. Alright, well, I say that we've messed with this guy long enough. I'm going to gently put him back so that he can resume his day, maybe go find a nice juicy toad to go eat. Now go on get. Now you get, little racer. I like my racers like I like my pancakes. Buttermilk.
Being able to get my hands on this incredible, sleek, beautiful creature and work with it one-on-one is indescribable. It makes me instantly forget about losing that copperhead earlier. But I have no idea that this forest isn't done with me yet and is about to give me a shot at round 2.
Second chances don't always come around that often. But when they do, you should take advantage of them. Alright, he's a little smaller and a little bit lighter colored than the last one, but this is another copperhead. Venomous venomous copperhead. Now I'm gonna try and, oh, a little jumpy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and, get him out onto the trail here. He is just beautiful.
The Copperhead makes a mad dash in the direction of my cameraman Mitch. While this is no doubt a terrifying situation, in reality the snake is not trying to hurt us. It's just trying to get away and hide in the brush pile right next to the cameraman. Situations like this happen very often with both venomous and non-venomous snakes alike, and because the situation is so scary, people who don't know any better will automatically assume the snake is trying to chase them, or the snake is trying to attack them. This gives rise to a lot of myths and a lot of stories of copperheads and cottonmouths and other venomous snakes trying to attack and bite people on purpose. That doesn't happen. These snakes don't want to attack us. They don't want to hurt us. They just want to get away, and they just want to be left alone.
Okay. He's just sitting now. He's like, alright, you know what, if I can't get away, I'm just gonna stay here and dare you to do something. Whew. Oh, it's a rush. It's, it's hard because I can't exactly grab him, A snake this size, he's just small enough that the line between safe spot to grab him, he didn't like me moving there, and dangerous spot to grab him is just too fine. I don't really want to walk that line, so I have to stick to my tongs and my hook, which is not exactly, the most delicate tool, but it does the job. See, what he's doing right now is he's flattening his body. He's just like spreading out as wide as he can. He's trying to look as big as possible, trying to say, I'm a big scary snake. Don't mess with me or I'll bite you. Now you can see with this patterning, he just blends in, perfectly camouflaged with the leaf litter, with the forest floor. Honestly, I almost walked right by him and didn't see him. He was about a foot from the trail. He's flicking his tongue, just getting a sense of me, trying to see what I'm about. Now, these guys inspire a lot of fear in people. A lot of fear. And a lot of snakes get killed because people mistake them for these guys. They think that any snake that's brown is a copperhead. Now, I don't think people should kill any snake. Even a venomous copperhead can be successfully and safely coexisted with. Of course, the best way to tell a copperhead, especially the southern copperhead, which you get around the wooded areas of East Texas throughout the Deep South, is you get almost like, I've heard them described as Hershey kisses. The little markings on the side of the body. Right there. Of course, I like that description because, much like chocolate, I think these guys are pretty sweet. Now you see, even though I have been messing with him, I have been mucking around with him a whole lot, I haven't been allowing him to leave, he's not biting me, he's not attacking me, he's not chasing me, he's just... Okay, he's attacking the tongs because that's what's grabbing him. Oh, there he goes. See, look, he just wants to get away. He just wants to be left alone. Oh, you hear him? Just like the racer, he's rattling his tail. He's shaking his tail in the leaf litter to sound like a rattlesnake, a little buzzing sound. So what he's doing is he's going under this dead palm frond, weaving amongst the leaf litter, and just like that, boom, he's almost invisible. Of course, stuff like this really helps you realize, even though you don't see the snakes, doesn't mean they're not there. But if you keep your wits about you, you remember your snake safety, and you treat them with the respect they deserve, both you and the snake can walk away scot-free. Boy, I am exhausted. But you know what? This has still been an absolutely incredible adventure. We've explored some pretty dense forest, gotten to live up close and personal with some awesome wildlife, and seen several incredible serpents. If you see a snake in your backyard, on your driveway, anywhere in your property, don't kill it. Please don't kill it. All that does is just take one more beautiful and incredible animal away from this wonderful land. Call a wildlife relocator. There are relocators who specialize in capturing venomous snakes and relocating them safely, who don't even charge. It is so easy to live in harmony and safety with these animals if people just respect them and understand them. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to go home, take a shower, sleep in an actually soft bed. Y'all be sure once again, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, comment down below what is your favorite animal you saw today. If you ask me, mine was the Copperhead. And as always, stay incredible.